Hello everybody. So if you took the time to read the title, you would see that we are in Fangta Park and we need an American. Luckily today we have one. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Richard from Tried Travel Vlogs.
Tried Travelogues.
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 So Richard, who are you, where are you from, and what do you do?
Well, my name's Richard. I'm originally from Dallas, Texas. I spent the first 20 years of my life living in Dallas, in and around different parts of Dallas. When I was 21 years old, I moved to Baltimore, Maryland. I lived there for 10 years, and I basically decided one day out of the blue that I was unsatisfied with my life, so I sold all my stuff, I gave all my stuff away, and I got on an airplane and I went to Kathmandu, Nepal. So I stayed in Nepal, in Kathmandu for a year. I backpacked around Southeast Asia for a little while. I lived at a monastery doing silent meditation for a little while, and then I moved to China. I met a girl, I got married and had a baby, and now I'm stuck here. Not stuck, but I've been here for 4 years now. What was the question? Oh yeah, and then what am I doing here? I'm teaching English. I actually have a background in education. I taught special education when I lived in Maryland for about 7 years. So I figured teaching English in China would be similar, and it turns out it's not.
What are your opinions of the food in China? Because I've had some terrifying experiences. I don't know how you found it.
Well, I've been here for a while, and I've had good experiences with food, and I've had bad experiences with food. I really like eating, and I'm the kind of person who can just eat. I can eat and eat and eat, and I never gain weight. So one of the things about traveling that I really enjoy is eating. I think that's normal. People like to eat when they travel. I really like the food in Nepal. The food in China is either good or bad or mediocre, but there's not really much else on the spectrum.
Yeah.
So I've had food that made me legitimately so sick that I thought I was going to die. Also in Nepal, I've had food poisoning in both places. And I've had food that was incredible. I like Chinese food.
Yeah, same.
I like just food in general. I haven't really experienced a region that has food that I don't like, but I've eaten really bad food. I actually got food poisoning at a place called Achisin Ramen. You know that place?
No.
It's like a Japanese ramen noodle place. And I had some kind of, it was like ramen noodles and egg. And I got sick, like very, very sick. And I was sick for about a week. It was the kind of sick where you are like thinking about writing your will. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's the kind of sick where you're like, I'm gonna die.
Was that here in China?
Yeah, it was in China. Oh, I got even more sick in Nepal. That's a whole nother thing. On the opposite side of the spectrum, there have been, if you pay a lot of money for food in China, you're gonna get good food.
Yeah.
You know, because people like to say, I hear this a lot from people who've never been here, Shanghai's so expensive. Shanghai's so expensive, right? But I used to live in Baltimore, and I spent some time in like Manhattan. And Manhattan is expensive, is an expensive place to live. Yeah. Shanghai is not expensive if you don't want it to be expensive, right?
That's what I found as well, because coming from the north down to here, it was really cheap up there. Like everything would, like, if a meal cost you 15 RMB, it was a lot.
Yeah.
But you know, coming here, everything's like double the price.
Right.
But then that's only the places based on where I lived, which is like the foreigner area. But like when you come out here to where you are, you know, even walking past the restaurants, I can see the same prices.
In the States is kind of similar in a sort of way that there are a lot of different areas to choose from. So I can go to one area if I want to live a certain way. Like I said, you know, there are certain parts of Manhattan that are so expensive that if you're making $100,000 a year, you're just getting by. USD.
Yeah.
And then, you know, so some people choose to live there because they want to live that kind of lifestyle. It's generally younger, single people that make a lot of money.
Oh no, the next question is, how do you feel about the safety? I find it's a very safe place, but then again, I come from South Africa, which is also known for like high rape rates. I've been mugged 3 times in my life at knife point, which is really not fun. And I find like in South Africa, you can't walk on the street. You've constantly got this thing where you are, you know, very like witnessing the presence behind you. Is there somebody behind me? Always checking. And coming here, I had to relearn how to you know, feel comfortable just walking, you know, being able to wear like earphones in public, being able to take out your phone in public, being able to film with a camera in a park. How do you find it here?
Well, America is very diverse. There are places that you do not go if you look like me. And there are places that I'm perfectly safe walking around at 2 o'clock in the morning. I grew up in a town called The Colony, Texas. The Colony, hyper-religious Southern Baptist town that was safe when I was a kid, and in the last 10 years it has been eaten alive by meth. Just eaten alive, right? Meth and heroin, I think. Just drugs, you know. And so that place is not safe anymore. China is safe as long as you do not speak out.
Yeah,
so
I agree with you. Stick to the rules.
Right. So I don't feel like I'm going to get shot because nobody has a gun. I have not experienced any violence here at all. Violence I have not seen much of. I've seen dudes, like grown-ass men on the metro slapping each other in the face, like the Three Stooges.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've seen people being like aggressive with one another in kind of the hillbilly way that you might see in West Virginia. You know?
Yeah.
Like Deliverance type stuff. Have you ever seen Deliverance?
No. Not yet.
Well, you know, I have seen things like that, but I've never felt like I wasn't safe. You aren't going to be hurt by someone with malicious intentions, probably here in Shanghai at least. You know, I don't have a lot of experience in other parts of China.
Yeah.
But you may very well get hit by a car.
Or an e-bike.
Or an e-bike.
Or an e-bike.
Right.
Especially an e-bike. It is easy to live here?
No.
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 Okay, why?
Because I care about my sanity. I think, you know, I've lived here for a long time. I mean, what I consider to be a long time. Which is about half the time that I lived in Baltimore. And I lived in Baltimore for a decade. That's a long time. Half a decade for me. I have very itchy feet. I move a lot. Is a long time. And it may not be, like, if I had lived in the city, because I live on the outskirts in kind of a village-esque area, if I had lived in the city, maybe I would have a different opinion about this. I would have a different answer to this question. But I feel like the things that I see on a daily basis, they bother me more and more every day. The spitting, the hacking and spitting everywhere. The fact that I can't put my bag down on the sidewalk because there's spit and there's, well, there's you know, body fluids on the ground.
Yeah.
The hygienic, the way people approach hygiene bothers me.
So, Richard, last question. Would you tell anybody else to live here? Would you recommend it?
Yeah, I would. I mean, it depends on their circumstance and what they want to get out of it. I think it's important to be realistic about your expectations, but that's kind of contradicts what I do. I tend to jump into new territory without any expectations, without any knowledge. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because I came to China I knew nothing about China. Intentionally, I didn't learn anything about where I was going. I jumped into the mystery because I like that chaos, you know. I like China sometimes. Like, overall, the big picture of China for me has been everything that I have now I got from China.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful to China in that sense, that China really brought me to a better place than I was before I left the States. I'm 36. I left the States when I was 30. Well, I just turned 31. And China has been instrumental in me growing up. Not entirely, but I'm closer to there than I was, you know, when I was 30. But long term, hell no. Okay, I want to say one more thing, if that's okay. So go, get out of here. Boom. That's magic. That's magic. My name's Richard. My channel is Triad Travelogues. You should check out my content. I have travel vlogs. I have urban exploration content where I explore abandoned buildings. I have a podcast where I interview other expats and we talk about travel, philosophy, and life experiences on the road. So definitely check out my channel, www.youtube.com/Richard youtube.com/triad travelogues. Thank you for watching. My name's Richard. The other guy from South Africa, I think his name's Matt. Have a great day. Are we supposed to do like that or like that?
I don't know, man. We can see. We can see. I don't know.
This is good. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Perfect.